I cannot stand Mr. Baseball.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
I knew it.
Here we go.
Yeah, I tried to throw a little bit back.
Love that logo, love that jersey, love that color scheme, everything about it.
Welcome back for the second half. Now, speaking of what we were just finishing up on the first half, weird things thrown on the ice.
Yeah, little inside baseball. We had something else planned, but we decided to go with this instead.
Because some of the stuff that people have thrown out on the ice are kind of interesting on the list that we found.
I think we got to start with the most common item, and that is a hat.
Yeah, that's normal for the hat trick. And if you're a away team and you score a hat trick, you might get one or two hats. Home team, you're probably waiting another 15, 20 minutes just for them to clear it out.
What's interesting is that the hat trick did not start with hockey. It started with cricket.
I don't even know how even cricket is even played.
You have to know what a crumpet is to know what cricket is. And anyone who gets that movie reference, I'm very proud of you.
I'm just thinking, isn't that like the butterscotch candy? Or the
That's the
butterscotch like,
Werther's.
No, not the candy. The Tasty Cake makes them.
Crimpet.
Yeah.
That's a crimpet. I was quoting Raphael from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the movie. When he's fighting Casey Jones.
I have not seen that in ages.
You need to watch it.
I have not seen that movie in ages. What's another weird one here? A hot dog. Hot dogs are on the ice.
I mean, I've had some bad hot dogs at sporting events, so I get it. I don't know if I'd want to, though, based on my $14 hot dog, whether it's bad or good, I'm getting my money's worth out of it.
Yeah, according to the page we found here, you think Phil Kessel was involved, but during the 2013 contest between the Bruins and the Devils, a fan tossed a hot dog on the ice as Tyler Seguin was taking his turn in the shootout. I mean, a hot dog.
See, they need a hot dog cannon now.
Just think of just a hot dog. I mean, the next one on the list is a hamburger. I mean, that's just an odd.
Ottawa Senators goalie Andrew Hammond earned the nickname the Hamburglar when he went on an incredible 20-1-2 tear to push his team into the playoffs. With that moniker, fans honored their then 27-year-old winning goaltender by throwing a barrage of hamburgers onto the ice.
That is an odd one. Of course, though, the next one on the list is waffles.
Yeah, I don't get that one.
Yeah, I don't get that one either. December 2010, between the Leafs. Let's see here. The disgruntled Toronto Leafs fan let go of his ego, chucking it onto the ice, using the Twitter handler Ego Bomber. The person who claimed responsibility for the golden pastry had a clear message to the team: wake up and eat the most important meal of the day.
Oh man, he was given a lifetime ban from the Air Canada Center, and then was quoted as saying, "People throw hats when they think they're playing good. Why can't we do something to show disapproval for what's happened over the past 44 seasons?" I gotta be honest, I can't argue his logic.
No, but a waffle.
Because they waffle.
Still, but it's just a waffle.
At least they didn't have syrup. Well, wait. This goes back to last episode with the Cleveland Flapjacks.
The Flapjacks. Oh.
What an awful thing to happen on Free log cabin syrup night.
Oh man.
How is the Zamboni machine going to clean the ice now?
Welcome to breakfast night.
Tug McNutt has got his skates stuck in the syrup on the ice.
Oh, this could go in so many different directions. Get so many different directions on that one.
I'm good. I'm done.
No, you're not. And of course, the old famous streaker.
Ray Stevens, he's doing the streak.
Let's see here. Between the Sharks and the Flames. What?
Now, here's my question with the streaker. What's the over and under that the streaker slid on the ice on their ass?
I was just thinking, like, when he did that, to be like a line of. Never mind.
Well, you would hope that he wipes well so that there wouldn't be a streak on the ice.
You would hope, but that doesn't mean that he did.
I mean, you gotta hope. You gotta hope for his sake he didn't do a PD on the ice, because then that first slide, you're gonna end up with friction, and you don't want that area cold, man.
That's gonna sting. That's gonna sting. Oh.
All right, let's go to the one that's near and dear to our hearts based on the location and the team.
The teddy bear toss.
The what? You said teddy bear, right?
Yes, why?
Because for 1 second it did not sound like teddy bear, and I got a little concerned.
Teddy bear.
Okay, thank you for specifying.
Teddy bear. Good Lord, Jason. Why does that not shock me?
You've said worse. That's why I'm not shocked that you could have said something worse.
So every year Hershey has a lot of teams do this. A teddy bear toss. Home team scores a goal, and then the whole arena is flooded with teddy bears. Teddy bears. And Hershey actually holds the record for 67,309. That's a lot.
Yeah, it is.
That's a lot. I mean, it all goes to a good cause, but it's just, imagine cleaning all that up off the ice and then sitting there counting them. That's a lot. That's a crazy number to count.
Give me 1 second here.
I'm scared.
So, based on the maximum capacity for the Giant Center and the amount of teddy bears that were thrown, every person in the stands would have had to have thrown at least 6 bears.
I wouldn't doubt it. Because some people probably bring a good amount.
And more than likely, there's people who threw more than 6, and there's obviously going to be people who throw less than 6. But capacity is 10,500, so that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, that is actually an interesting little fun fact of the night. Now you know. Almost see that little, like, the old school.
Half the battle.
Almost like you need that little star going across your screen.
Oh, the more you know?
Yeah, the more you know. That's it. And I was right. The catfish is Nashville.
I see that. I see that based on this list.
Now, the catfish. Think about just hiding that to get it in.
So we're talking about a dead, fresh catfish. We're not talking about someone going to the concession stand and getting fried catfish and throwing that on the ice, right?
Yeah, no, this is a catfish.
Okay.
Like, not you get fish and chips. No, this is a catfish.
Okay.
So now imagine hiding that somewhere on you.
Sounds like they could probably strap it to their leg, which does not seem pretty ideal.
No, well, not just their leg. They could put it under their jersey or under their shirt, or because really the only thing checked is bags,
Right.
and I don't think the security guys are going to look in like, oh look, you got a catfish.
What's a catfish doing up your butt?
A little fishy.
Just saying.
But just think about this. Now, the funny part is, though, sometimes it's not thrown at the beginning of the game. It's thrown, let's say, in the middle of the game. So you got to have that on you that whole time.
Yeah.
Just that feeling of that fish right up against
and
your
there's
leg.
other things involved here too, because you got to think catfish aren't exactly a light fish.
No.
So you got to
No.
be at a point in the arena where your throw will clear the net and the glass.
Yeah, you got to get
So
up
you're
and
looking
over.
you're looking at a height that you can't be too high because then you're missing it. You can't be too low. There's science involved in throwing a catfish, apparently.
Let's see here. Approximately 8 feet is the glass.
Okay.
So, and now, mind you, like you said, with the netting, they have to be at an area where there is no netting to get that over. So they would have to literally walk around. If their original seats are behind the net, they have to get up and walk all the way around.
Well, here's my
And-
thought: the people
and how many
throwing-
people? And how many people are going to smell that?
You got to think that the person throwing the catfish and or people throwing the catfish probably have been to plenty of games where they know
Where to sit? Where to,
where
it's
to
all-
sit, where the best angle is, and things like that.
Okay, if we sit here, the trajectory of the catfish will go this way.
Well, it's Nashville, so I don't think it's going to be that thought out. But
You never know. Alcohol's involved some way. Then you have a rat, like we were
that's
talking
what you were
earlier.
talking about last period or quarter, half. Fuck, I'm tired.
Eventually you'd get there. So Scott Melleby basically slap shot at a rat in the locker room because it was coming right at him. And there actually is a video on YouTube that I found. I sent it to Jason, where it's a little small documentary on it. And apparently the trainer, I believe it was, cut out a square of the drywall that still has some of the blood on it, just for him.
Huh.
But that's where the rats came from in Florida. And I remember watching some of the games where the goalies are just basically hid inside their nets with all those rats coming down. Because that has to hurt at times when you get just rats just being chucked over the ice. Now, this was also before the netting was around the ends.
Right.
So, now this is an odd one that I never thought I would actually see. Magic the Gathering cards.
Yeah, that one doesn't make sense.
No. I don't even know how that would even be a thing. But apparently it was during a Sabres game. A fan threw Magic cards on the ice, apparently to spark the home team. Full disclosure, he threw his phone and wallet, which resulted in the cards in his wallet being strewed out across the ice. Now, why would you? I don't get that one.
Alcohol was involved. That's what makes the most sense here.
Yeah, you'd have to for that one. I mean, then again, you have a live chicken too as the next one.
Now that's just unsanitary.
That's just odd. It was
No
during
one
a
wants to
Kings
get
game.
salmonella on the ice.
No. Yeah, and that was during a Kings game too. But just thinking about that,
The
you're standing
chicken
around.
was the victim of foul play, Police Lieutenant Robert Westlake noted after the game.
Yeah, I mean, you would have to have some type of fun with it. I mean, how often would you see that? How often? Not so much.
Just a few months later, the Kings acquired Wayne Gretzky to revitalize their franchise. It remains to be seen if the chicken influenced the greatest trade in NHL history. Clearly, the person writing this has a sense of humor.
You would have to for a chicken. You would have to. And San Jose, shark. That makes sense. San
A
Jose
4-foot
Sharks.
leopard shark being thrown onto the ice.
Same thing as the catfish.
How do you hide a 4-foot shark?
How would you hide a shark the size of a child?
Right?
I mean, now people imagine that. Think of for a
They
size
bundled
comparison.
it up like a baby and cradled it walking into the stadium, into the arena. Jesus.
It was in a stroller.
Oh my God, the ugliest baby I've ever seen. My, what sharp teeth does this child have?
But think about it though. You're trying to hide something the size of a child.
It's like Moana when Maui was half man at the bottom and the upper half was shark.
Pretty much.
That's probably the only time a Moana reference will ever happen on this show. Savor it, people.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
You're welcome.
Jesus. Oh man, that was bad. Because right now, as soon as you said that, what popped in my head was the song.
You're welcome.
Shut up. Oh, jeez. But still, though, a 4-foot shark. How do you hide that? It's like you can't like a catfish hide it in your leg or something, or I mean, unless they have it strapped around their body. Like, oh look, you got a weird gut. I mean,
It's hemorrhoids. I got hemorrhoids real bad. Okay.
oh, that's wrong. I mean, then again, you got Detroit now with the octopus.
This I think is the most well-known weird thing to be thrown on the ice.
And what's funny though is I see when that is thrown onto the ice, when one of the staff come on to retrieve said octopus, they start swinging it above their heads as they're skating off. That's the funny part.
I feel like we need to state that this is a dead octopus. This isn't a live octopus.
Yeah. All things thrown on the ice are dead, pretty much, because I don't think there's going to be a fish flopping on the ice. But just, again, same thing. How do you hide an octopus? I mean, yeah, those things are probably easier to hide because of how their bodies are.
Just let it
But
suction
still.
itself to you and
Pretty much.
make it look like a backpack.
But the fact is, though, like, people wait till closer to the end of the game to do this. Just imagine the smell of that. If you have to keep it like underneath your pants leg to hide it, or in your jersey, imagine the smell.
Just have elephantitis. Nothing wrong here.
That is probably one of the. Yeah, of course they do
And
have the weird rating of 10 out of 10 on that one.
And listeners, if you feel like going to Detroit for a Red Wings game and you want to throw an octopus, please remember to boil it first so it does not leave residue on the ice. Thank you for that helpful tip, hockeywriters.com. Always boil your octopi before you throw them onto the ice. And this has been brought to you by the Octopi Throwing Center of America.
Oh, good Lord.
I'm punchy. I'm sorry.
Apparently. But yeah, just when you throw like a shark, like just hiding some of this stuff, a shark, a catfish, an octopus. How does a chicken get into an arena? Why did the chicken cross the road? Want to go
I
to a
was
hockey
going to
game.
say, why did it cross the road?
Want to go to a hockey game. But just some of the weirdest things, like the catfish one is definitely an odd one. I mean, don't get me wrong, so is the magic cards. The live chicken for sure, but a 4-foot shark is kind of, where do you hide that?
Right.
I don't know, like I said, look at trying to hide your child to get into a game. It's basically the size, as tall as a child.
Right. It's basically the same thing.
Good Lord. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's been a bench thrown on the ice because of, an outrage.
I was going to say, that's a coach, though. That's not a
Yeah.
fan sneaking a bench into the arena.
No, some of the ones, and this is just coming off the list. I mean, jerseys, because teams just not playing well, so people just throw jerseys on the ice. Sticks because of angry coaches.
They like the band.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, don't get me wrong, the hot dogs and hamburgers are kind of an odd one, too.
By the way, Sticks is tomorrow night at the arena, not tonight. Please refrain from throwing sticks onto the ice. Well, I'm good. I think I dad joked the shit out of this half, so.
No, you don't say. Yeah, again, how do you hide some of this? How do you hide some of this stuff? I don't get it. Like I said, just imagine just that feeling against your leg if that's where you're hiding it.
But at least it's dead.
Again, the smell.
Right, but you don't want a live octopus,
No.
looking like a chest hugger on your face from Alien, slowly climbing up on you.
What a weird child you have. Okay, that's the end of the second on that one, because we could go on for a while on that one.
We could. All right, I want to give a quick plug to our friend Dave, who is one of the hosts of the 2216 podcast. It is him and his two buddies, Greg and Jake. They run small town / rural firefighting houses, and they just want to share their stories about their time in that world of being a first responder. The show has a strong focus on the mental health aspect of being a first responder. And I have to tell you, I'm not a first responder, but I listen to it, and I can absolutely tell you that even if you aren't, you will enjoy it because you can hear their bond and their friendship shine through even the topic. If you are interested, you can find them wherever you get your podcasts. It is the 2216 podcast. Had to do that.
Oh,
But they're good guys. And I've been told that they're going to find a way to work both of us onto the show at some point. So
there you go.
But they don't have an ad yet, so I said I would put a plug in when we wrap up the show.
Nothing wrong with that. Helping out friends.
No, that's what we do. I think they're going to record every Sunday at this moment in time, so probably a new episode will drop the day after we post this. Thank you for joining us for episode 69 of the Not Another Sports Podcast. You can find us online at our Linktree link that is in every episode description that we post. Go there to find us on social media. Find our Spring account where you can order shirts that we have come up with. Wherever you go, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe or message us. The Another Sports Podcast is available for streaming or download at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Podcast Addict, Google Podcasts, TuneIn, iHeart, Pandora,
We're everywhere.
Audible, Amazon Music, Phonogram, cassette, vinyl. No, we're not. Well, we are wherever you get your podcast, so please do not forget to
Compact
subscribe,
disc.
rate, and review. We could probably put it on compact disc, actually. It's pretty cheap to do that now. Just get a good CDR and burn an episode, because it's probably be one episode per disc.
Probably.
But with that, my name is Jason,
I'm David.
and we'll talk with you next time.
Have a good one.